Hello, my adorable friends. Welcome to another reading video. All right, remember this week we are working on words that have the ow sound. Say it with me, ow. Remember, ow can be spelled O-W and O-U. So when we find words with the O-W and O-U combinations, we have to remember they say ow. Okay, let's practice them. Ready? Let me get where we're not so shiny. There we go. So we're going to start out with some words with the O-W, ow. So break it down with me. Duh, ow, dow, down. Good, next one. Tuh, ow, tow, all together, town. Okay, next one. Remember, when we have a consonant and an R, we smush those together. So we have cur, not k-er. It's cur, ow, duh. Crowd. All together, crowd. Good, next one. The OU is at the beginning, so we had the OW combos. Now we're going to work on the OUs. So we have ow. And what does the CH say when we've got CH together? Does it say k, huh? Nope, you're right. It says ch. So whenever we see that CH, we say ch. So let's do this again. Ow, ch. Ouch. Awesome. We have a p, ow, and then we have that CH again, ch. Pouch. All together, pouch. Last one. Ow, duh. Found. Found. All together, found. And if you're at home going like, holy moly, Mrs. Sae-Wong, that was a lot of breaking down for one word, that's what we have to do when it's a new word that we don't know. So thank you for reading those words out loud with me at home. Thank you for practicing the ow sound with me. We see the ow sound in a lot of our words, so it's important that our super smart brains see it, say it, and hear it, so we get all the practice we can get. Now let's say our sight words. Ready? Before, about, even, done. You have to brush your teeth before you leave the house in the morning. You don't want to have dirty teeth and smelly breath. Always. About. I love stories about animals. How about you? I know a lot of you do. Even. It is important to break the cookie into 2 even halves so that nobody gets a bigger piece. And then done. Please make sure all of your work is done in Seesaw before you go play. That's all I ask. All right, let's say them rapid fire. Ready? Before, after, even, done. Fantastic, friends. Let's jump over and talk about today's work. All right, my friends, here is what we need today. We need our reading log so we can talk about it. We're going to do some sight word practice. And we need our Unit 9 magazine. Yes, we are in Unit 9, so exciting. Okay, so go ahead and hit pause, grab these 3 things, pull out your pencil, and come on back when you're ready. All right, if you're back with me, that tells me you have all the things. Let's talk about our reading log. Remember, this week, we are working on our main idea reading log. Of course, you have to read your book. You're going to write the title of the book. And then you're going to tell me about what the story is mostly about. The main idea is what the story is mostly about. Was it about a superhero or a villain? Was it the gingerbread man running away from getting eaten? Was it Foxy Loxy trying to trick Chicken Little and his friends? What was the story about? Make sure that you give me a complete sentence. So it starts for you. This story is mostly about, and then you're going to tell me what. I want to know what you're reading so that I can see if it's something I want to read. Because if you're reading something interesting, I want to know about it. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions. Moving right along to our sight words number 4 book. Let's open on up to the word kind. We'll give everybody a little time to open on up. All right, if you need more time, you can always just hit pause and come back when you are ready. Say this word with me. Kind. Read the sentence with me. What kind of cake do you like? We're writing it. Please use this time to practice using the lines to be neat. Find all of the kinds, write it again, and find it. So hit pause, work on kind, come back when you're ready. Okay, if you're back with me, that tells me you're done with kind. Let's turn the page. All right, say this word with me, hand. Good, read the sentence with me. Can you hand me a towel? It also means our hand that we're writing with. Okay, one more time, write it, find it, write it again, draw it, hit pause, work on hand, come back when you're ready. All right, if you're back with me, that tells me you're all done with hand. Let's keep moving right along. Now we're going to open up our Unit 9 magazine. Remember, Unit 9 is all about why do people trade with each other? We're talking about goods, our food, our clothes, things we buy, services, which are people that help us, doctors, mechanics, teachers, grocery store workers, police officers. Oh my goodness, the list goes on. So that's what we're talking about. We're thinking about the goods that we buy and the people who we pay to help us. We are going to read the story, The Breakfast Trade, that starts on page 4. And then we are going to turn the page and we're going to work on pages 6 and 7. We're going to make a list of things that we trade, and then we're going to work on listening to those ow sounds, okay? So let's read the story first. Ready? The Breakfast Trade. We want breakfast now. But all we have is milk from our cow. All our milk is not enough, so we trade for more breakfast stuff. We trade some milk to the house next door. We trade for eggs, but we still want more. We trade milk for a pound of potatoes. We trade milk for some round tomatoes. We trade for cheese, a yellow cheddar. Now this breakfast is looking better. Crack, pour, peel, beat, chop, grate, sizzle, eat. That was a fun poem about how we make breakfast. But let's think about what they're talking about. Let's break it down. We want breakfast now, but all we have is milk from our cow. So think about it. If you're on a farm and you only have cows, you're not growing any fruits or vegetables, well, you can't just drink milk, you need some other things. But what if there are other farms who don't have cows, but they're growing other things? So that's what the story is all about, or I should say the poem is about trading milk for all the things they don't have, because the people who have eggs needed milk. So that seemed like a fair trade. The people who had potatoes had more potatoes than they needed, but they needed milk for their breakfast. So as we think about what would you trade milk for, I want you to think about all the things that farmers and people on farms already trade milk for. But maybe you don't trade with people on a farm. Maybe you trade other things. Let's look at our vocabulary word bank real quick. Say this with me. Breakfast. Come in a little closer. Next one, potatoes. Say it with me. Farmer. Money. Work. Buy. So let's think about some of those vocabulary words while we read again. And this time I want you to really think about what would you trade for milk or trade milk for. And it can be things from the poem. It can be things that you trade. Think about what we have to trade when we go to the grocery store and we buy milk. Okay, let's read one more time. Ready? The breakfast trade. We want breakfast now, but all we have is milk from our cow. All our milk is not enough, so we trade for more breakfast stuff. We trade some milk to the house next door. We trade for eggs, but we still want more. We trade milk for a pound of potatoes. We trade milk for some round tomatoes. We trade for cheese, a yellow cheddar. Now this breakfast is looking better. Crack, pour, peel, beat, chop, grate, sizzle, eat. Awesome. So now what we're going to do is we are going to go to page 6. And we are going to write a list about things that we trade. So you can use some of the things that we traded in the poem. You can come up with some of the things that you trade for milk. Maybe you trade something in our vocabulary word bank with the store. Maybe you trade something with your next door neighbor. What I want you to remember, though, is we are writing a list, which means that as we write one word, I'm just going to put an X, that's going to pretend a word, we have to make sure we add a comma. So if we say that we trade potatoes, comma, tomatoes, comma, and eggs. So anytime we are listing more than two things, so if we only said potatoes and tomatoes, we would say potatoes and tomatoes, and we wouldn't need commas. But anytime we're listing more than two things, which means 3 or more, we have to add commas. So we would say potatoes, comma, tomatoes, comma, and eggs. Because when you're listing, you have to add commas so that the reader knows that, oh, this person's giving me a list of things or a list of ideas. So that's one thing I want to see right now. As you list out your ideas, make sure you show me commas in between all of your ideas. Hit pause, work on listing what would you trade for milk, and come on back when you're ready. Okay, if you're back with me, that tells me you're all done with page 6. Let's go over to page 7. Now we are going to work on our dictation, on listening for those ow sounds. So the very first word we're going to spell today is the word mouth. I'm going to give you a hint. The 2 letters that make the ow sound are going in this first box. The 2 letters that make the th sound are going in the third box. So say it with me. Ow, th. Hit pause. Spell out the word ow, th, mouth for me. Okay. Number 2. We're going to spell the word brown. Say that with me. Brown. So we're going to have, each box is going to have a different letter, except the box that has the ow sound is going to have 2 letters. So we have ow, brown. Hit pause and spell the word brown the best that you can. Okay, number 3. And if I'm going too fast, you can always hit pause, my friends. Number 3 is the word frown. Say that with me. Frown. I will frown when my children argue with me. True story. Don't do it. Don't argue with your mom. Frown. Okay, number 4 is the word plow. The snow plow clears the road so it's safe to drive. Plow. Okay, now we're going to write the sentence. There are 2 words that have the ow sound, so I really want you to think about what we're writing. Listen to the sentence first. A plow makes mounds of snow. A plow makes mounds of snow. One more time. A plow makes mounds of snow. Hit pause, work on that sentence, come back when you're ready. All right, my friends, if you're back with me, that tells me you're all done. Head on over to Seesaw and make sure you send me pictures of page 6 so I can see your list of things you would trade for milk, and page 7 so that I can see you are practicing those ow sounds. And that's it, my friends. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you in our meetings and in our other videos. Bye, friends.